Toilet. 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 Toilet talk. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Toilet Talk. Today, I want to talk about ridiculous ass arguments you have with your spouse. I've had, a handful of relationships, and I've had quite the arguments in those relationships. I don't know, like you argue over the dumbest shit, like toothpaste, or fucking, you didn't take out the trash, or whatever the fuck. At that point though, when you're having arguments like that, it is not about the toothpaste. It is not about taking out the trash. It is about something else. There is a deeper manifesting internal problem, and y'all need to figure that shit out. Yeah. Now, I have 5 specific arguments that came to mind when I was thinking about making a video about this particular topic. And some of them make me laugh still to this day. And I'm like, okay. So, without further ado, I'm just going to jump into it. And these are not in any particular order. These are just ones that came to mind. All right? So, ridiculous argument number 5. So I was with this guy. We were together for a while, a very long while, and we were chilling one day. I believe it was our day off, and we're just kind of kicking back, watching TV, smoking weed, just getting it. I'm hungry. He's hungry. You know how that goes. Oh, what do you want to eat? Oh, I don't know. What do you want? It just goes back and forth. So, of course, he's like, I'm hungry, and I'm like, I want to eat too. What do we have in there? So we kind of go through the whole, all right, what we have in there from, pizza to top ramen, all that kind of shit. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what I want yet. I think I might want top ramen, like a cup of noodle, but I'm not sure. Not sure. So he winds up making a cup of noodle. So I was like, okay, whatever. I go to make a cup of noodle, and I was like, I think I want a cup of noodle. That sounds pretty good. And he's like, well, I can make it for you. And I was like, well, no, I got it. I can do it. So I go in to make it. In the midst of making it, he comes out and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm making a cup of noodle. And he's like, I said I can make it for you, but you don't want me to make it for you? You don't want me to do things for you? And he just goes on this whole thing over top ramen. And I'm like, Nick, why are we arguing about this? Why are you going off on me because I want to make my own food? I don't understand. It was crazy. It went on for a few minutes. And I was just like, why was that even a thing? Why was that even a thing? And he was serious. So I'm like, yeah, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Ridiculous argument number 4. Same dude. So he asked me to come and see him. He's at work. He's like, come and see me. I'm at work, we can hang out or whatever. So I was like, okay. And me, I was like, all right, I'm going to head down there and I'm going to walk into his job. I'm going to sit at the bar, have a drink, and wait. Right as I have that thought, he comes hitting me up and he's like, don't walk into my job. Don't come to my job. I'm like, what do you mean don't come to your job? That's where you asked me to meet you at. That's where you asked me to come see you at. Okay? And you know me, I give 0 fucks. 0 fucks. And I'm like, every time I walk in that motherfucker, I get the that's him looks. So I'm like, okay. I walk in. It's been a while since I've been there, though. So, I walk in, walk straight to the bar. I see him walking around doing his thing. He doesn't see me for 10, 15 minutes. And I'm just sitting there drinking my beer. I was talking to the bartender. I knew her. And I'm just watching him just walk around, do his thing. And then he finally notices me. And he's like, really? Really? And I'm like, what? He's like, you know what you're doing. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm having a beer at the bar. You told me to come see you. I'm here. So he goes off on the fact that I'm having a beer at the bar, and he's pissed that I came in because now all of a sudden people are talking to him about me and they're worried and all this other shit. So we go outside and he just starts going off on me about coming into his job and shit. And I'm like, nigga, you asked me to come see you. So I'm like, how you gonna ask me to come see you and then go off on me when I get there? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, I was hot. I was pissed. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous argument number 3. So I was dating this guy, and I have this thing. I like porn. All right? I like porn. What guy doesn't have a little porn thing going on? It's a thing. Whatever. So the guy I was dating, I told him, like, in the beginning, I'm like, dude, listen. I like porn. I'm not crazy with it, but I like it. I watch it, whatever. I'm pretty open to different kind of porn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll watch different shit. There's shit I won't try in real life. I'm like, no. No. I'm not gonna try that. It's hot to watch, though. So he was one of those, going through my phone, checking my shit, and he realizes that I'm watching porn. We argue one night about the kind of porn that I was watching. Like, he literally was upset with me because I was not watching porn that was conducive to him and I. Like, he's a white guy, so I'm like, I wasn't watching, like, well, not that I don't watch black and white porn, but I'm like, it wasn't like a constant, though. I wasn't watching, like, black guys banging white guys. I'm like, I'm watching black guys bang black guys. I'm watching white guys bang white guys bang black guys, Asians bang white guys. I'm watching it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, we're all here to watch this one thing to get to that one thing. That's it. Yeah, it was a big deal. It's like, you're watching these other guys, and, you know, it has nothing to do with us. And I'm like, yeah. It's not like, it's like some weird kind of twisted fantasy I have up here that I'm like, ooh, my man doesn't do this, but I'm going to watch this in porn because I like watching it. I don't like doing it with him, but I like watching it. So it was this big ordeal about how I watched porn that wasn't conducive to him and and that I want other niggas, or I want to do other things that isn't with him. And it just was this whole big ass thing. And I'm just like, I'm like, really? Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? Seriously? But it was a thing. It was a ridiculous argument. Ridiculous argument number 2. Now, this argument kind of goes hand in hand with the porn argument. Obviously, same dude. The porn argument and the jack-off argument. Now, again, I like porn. I like to jack off. It's a thing. Again, it was one of those things in the beginning. I told this nigga, I was like, listen, I like to jack off. Like, I like to jack off. Sometimes I just want to pop one out, call it a day. He was like, you know, whatever. He was one of those, like, he would come home and he'd be like, so, did you touch yourself? Did you jack off? Would be like one of the first questions he'd ask me. Not, hi babe, how was your day? How you doing? None of that. He'd be like, what's up? Did you jack off today? Did you touch yourself? How many times did you jack off? I'm like, twice. So, yeah, we got into an argument about me jacking off. And I quote, I don't want to touch you when I know that you've touched yourself. End quote. I was like, what? Who does that? I'm like, okay, Nick, I'm touching myself. Me. I'm touching me. I'm like, I'm not touching nobody else. And it's not like I'm touching myself whilst he's there. It's not like he's in the living room and I'm in the room just fucking boom. No, that's not what's happening. Nigga, you're not here. And sometimes my balls get full. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes I don't even jerk off for the pleasure of it. It's just filler. I'm like, you know what? Wake up, jack off, shower, get dressed, go to work, come home, shower, eat, jack off. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. It's filler sometimes. He was mad because I was jacking off, and he didn't like that. He did not like that. Like, he was bawling. He was crying when we were arguing because I was jacking off, and I was like, that's a thing? Like, is that really a thing? Is it a thing? I guess it's a thing. Who would have thought? But yeah, it was ridiculous. Goddamn ridiculous. Ridiculous argument numero uno. Now, this argument remains like the best argument I have ever had with a spouse. The best. Me and my dude, we were working together one time. You shouldn't work with your spouse. You shouldn't. That could cause problems. Just saying. So we were working together, and I was working on the bottom floor, and he's working on the top floor. And he was one of those, like, he'd come over, and he'd watch me from, like, the little catwalk and shit. And I'd look up and I'd see him, and, you know, my coworkers would be like, oh, you know, your dude. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh. They're like, why is he just watching you? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, he just watches me sometimes. Like, I don't know. Which I didn't, you know, I wasn't really tripping. I was like, whatever. because he worked up in the restaurant. And there were times, he would bring me food, or he'd be like, hey, I'm gonna order food. Are you hungry? Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. One night, he asks me, he's like, hey, are you hungry? Are you hungry? Okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm hungry, and I want to order something that I haven't eaten yet. So I was like, okay, so I'm looking at the menu. Then I see there's a chicken Caesar wrap on there, and I was like, oh, chicken Caesar wrap. I was like, it sounds good. I've never had it. They're fucking huge. And I was like, you know what? I'll take that. So I go upstairs, I put in the order, go back downstairs, whatever. My food's ready, go up, get it, come down. He comes down, is like, did you order? And I was like, yeah, I got my food already. He was like, what'd you get? And I was like, well, I got a chicken Caesar wrap. Blew the fuck up. He was like, literally, really? Really? You know I don't like anchovies. You know I don't like that. You're fucking selfish. You knew I was hungry. You didn't ask me what I wanted. You didn't ask me what I wanted. You just think about yourself. And I'm like, and keep in mind, we are at work. We're still working. We are still working. I'm sitting there like, but you asked me if I was hungry. You didn't say, I'm hungry. Are you hungry? I'm going to order something like you normally do. You're just like, hey, are you hungry? That's why I'm like, oh, okay, well. But no, like literally going off on me about a chicken Caesar wrap. I'm like, nigga. I'm like, really? And literally, the argument continues for a good, 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes. Literally, going up the elevator, he's yelling at me. Coming down the elevator, he's yelling at me. Walking through my job, like he's yelling at me, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, can we talk about this later? Like, is this really a big ass deal? Like, is this really a thing? And the only reason why he stopped yelling at me is when I was walking back to my post, my boss was right there, and he looked, and I looked at him, and I'm like, and then he just walked away, and I'm like. Really yell at me about a chicken Caesar wrap? Is that really what happened? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? It was a thing. It was a fucking thing. At first I thought I was like, okay, well maybe this isn't, No, he was totally serious. Totally serious. I am selfish. I don't think about nobody but myself. I didn't ask him. I didn't talk to him about it. I'm like, nigga, you asked me, if I was hungry. You didn't say you were hungry, so how the fuck was I supposed to know? And I can't help but look back and laugh. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Yes, those arguments, ladies and gentlemen, were real. Real arguments that I have had in relationships. Real arguments. A nigga is arguing with me, yelling at me about a chicken Caesar wrap. A nigga is arguing with me over the fact that I jerk off. A nigga is arguing with me over porn. I'm like, what? It's just ridiculous. Super ridiculous. Just ridiculous. If you've had any kind of ridiculous argument with a spouse, or with anyone for that matter, tell me. I want to know all about it. Like, comment below, leave it in the comments, like, subscribe, share. Just tell me all about the goddamn ridiculous arguments that you have had that were just... yeah.